Okay, welcome everyone. This is Erik Malkavian, and this is my presentation of Dragon Age Origins, the Ultimate Edition, including Dragon Age Awakening, along with Leliana's Song, Witch Hunt, and a whole plethora of other DLCs. I'm playing this in eventual celebration of the upcoming Dragon Age, the Veil Guard. But this is my favorite game of all time. It really is. So let's start a new game as Leliana sings for us. So it is, the Golden City, blackened with every step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Can't go yes.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. The Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Okay, there we go.
Damn, lost the spell.
Let's continue. LAR, Cosland. Okay. So, it says here, dexterity is a measure of agility, reflexes, and balance. Higher dexterity improves the character's chances to hit, makes the character more likely to dodge incoming blows, and contributes to the damage dealt by piercing weapons like daggers and arrows. Archery and dual weapon fighting demand high dexterity. So, we're going to take a point out of that. We don't really use bows. I want to have some cunning. Cunning is useful to find weaknesses, understand how people work, etc. So, put out of that. We really don't use magic. Magic is a measure of a character's natural ability for the arcane. It's crucial for mages since it directly increases a character's willpower or spell power score, which determines the potency of all spells. The magic attribute also determines how effective potions, poultices, and salves are all for all characters classes. Alright, so need some ability in that. Okay. Let's continue. Alright, now we have 1 point, and we are going to put that point. We have 2 levels of combat training. So we have that. We have this as well. Improved combat training. Stealing. Let's see here. Trap making. I don't really use those. Expert combat training could be useful. I don't make traps and so forth. What's this? Combat tactics. The character can formulate. Wow, that's really small. It's so small. One sec. Okay, I decided to go with coercion. Alright, so we have 2 talents available. One as a warrior. See, I like this precise striking. Let's see here. Shield defense, let's use that. That's shield bash, shield pommel. Use that. Powerful. Through training and hard work, the warrior has gained greater health and reduced the fatigue greatly wearing armor. Right. So that's powerful. Precise striking is useful, but that powerful is very useful. Alrighty, so we're all done. Let's play. Okay, let's get started. Right. Hard difficulty. I think that would be a good mid-range difficulty. Sometimes it might be a little bullet sponging, but here's the hoping to that. Okay, never enter battle with your bare hands. In the inventory screen, use it to equip new weapons or armor. For quick access to restorative items like health poultices.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True. Though we both had less grey in our hair then. And we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pup, I didn't see you there. Hal, you remember my son?
I see he's grown into a fine young man. Pleased to see you again, lad.
And you, Arl Howe.
My daughter Delilah asked after you. Perhaps I should bring her next time.
I'd like that.
Good. She goes on about your prowess as a warrior. I think you have an admirer, young man.
At any rate, Pup, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
Okay, I'll do my best, Father.
Now, that's what I'd like to hear. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away. Yes. There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Kuzland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
They defeated Darkspawn long ago.
Not permanently, I fear.
Without their warning of the Darkspawn rising now, half the nation could have been overrun before we'd had a chance to react. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your son is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is one of my sons we're talking about.
Of course. Well, is there a reason I shouldn't join them?
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I have not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Of course.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
Okay, so... where is Fergus?
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt. Spending some last moments with his wife and my grandson. Be a good lad and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Okay, new cats. Friendly gifts. Friendly promise. Okay. father's task. Here. Take a look around here. So, he's received a number of different things. Cousins, however. Father Tieran Bryce Coslin and Arl Howe have been summoned by King Galen to the Battle of Ostagar. However, Arl Howe's forces have been delayed. You've been sent to tell your brother Fergus that he should leave for Ostagar ahead of your father. Fergus is probably in his room saying goodbye to wife and child. Right. Okay. I believe we got a few notes there. Castle, however, stood since the Divine Age, when it was not an independent Banor, but merely an outpost of the growing Banor of Amaranthine, in the days before Amaranthine became an Arling itself. The outpost of Hyever was originally held by the Estrin family, cousins of the Howes. In the Age of Towers, however, Ban Goodnar Eston was murdered by his wife, Plymouth, thus ending the bloodline. Combor's captain of the guard, Sauron Coslin, took the lands and title. Okay. Coslin cleared their independence for Amaranthine. Starring award lasted 30 years. However, it was on its own once the war was done. And today, however, is one of only two remaining Tyranirs, made the Coslin family second in rank only to the king. Alright. Duncan, men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevailed. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens. A symbolic gesture of cutting ties. He might say this was a convenience. In his case, however, his mother was from Anerfeld, his father from Tevenir. Childhood was spent at the Free Marches in Oresias. His people were everywhere and his homeland was nowhere. He was given the almost impossible task of leading the Wardens for Ferelden, a kingdom that has thrown the Order out 200 years earlier, facing local suspicious hostilities. He sets about finding recruits. And there's Arl Rendon. How? Would be good to ride in battle once more with you, won't it, old friend? The Arling of Amaranthine winds along the sinuous northeastern coast of Ferelden. The waking sea is known for its temper, and the storms that sweep in from the warmer northern waters are sudden and brutal. These are the lands of Rendon Howe. He was born during the occupation of the Orlesians. Like many of the nobles at that time, joined Prince Merrick's rebels. He fought alongside young Bryce Coslin, Utatiran Hyever, and Linus Brylan, future Arl of Southreach. At the bloody Battle of White River, it was the most catastrophic defeat of the entire occupation, from which only 50 rebel soldiers escaped alive. Although he was decorated for valor by King Merrick, Howe's abrasive manner has earned him almost universal dislike from peers' ranks. Got a few notes. Alright, anyway. Alright, let's get going. Alright, let's get out of here. Look around. Yes.
Good evening, my lord.
Let me check something. Controls. Wow. One sec. All right. Well, he's upstairs somewhere.
Yes. Good evening, my lord. Good evening, my lord.
It's awfully foggy here. Have you seen my brother, Fergus?
The castle is so eerie with everyone preparing to ride south. It will be so empty.
We'll be up very late tonight so the Earl's men can be given proper quarters.
And I'm off.
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Alright. Why were you looking for me?
I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again,
Oh, that's...
and is threatening to leave.
Ah, ha, ha, ha. So why look for me?
You know these Mabari hounds. They listen only to their master. Anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
Okay, fair enough. Alright. I better go collect
That would
him.
be wise, before Nan tears down the walls. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
His mother.
She was
exactly.
entertaining Lady Landra and her son when I left her. Perhaps in the atrium? Before we go, my lord, might I beg a question? I've heard from several people that a Grey Warden is here. Is that true?
Yes, it is. Yes. His name is Duncan. I met him.
Then, is it also true that this Grey Warden was asking after me?
He intends to test you for... Yeah, right. He intends to test you for recruitment.
Maker's breath. Are you certain? Can you imagine? Me, a Grey Warden?
Of
It
course.
would be everything I've dreamed of. Of course, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Pardon my outburst.
No problem. Let's go collect my, Mabari. I hear him back there. Is this the kitchen? Oh my.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
Well, right. Alright, well, he's not a mongrel, he's a purebred. Alright, it's always bothering me.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
Let's go get him. What are you doing, puppy?
Yes.
Come over here. Yeah, you know better.
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
Alright, you. Out with it. Okay. Telling me something? Alright, good boy.
He does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait. Did you hear that?
Yes. Okay. We'll call him Masher. Right. What? Alright, after.
Bad breath.
And killed 10 rats. Oh, who we got in the party here? Okay. After a master. Whatever, whichever one you're eating at. Maker's breath.
We must win! Get these beasts out of here!
If you insist.
Alright, Master, take care of this one. Filthy beast.
All right, I'm game.
You filthy beast.
Behind you.
Maker's breath.
Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
Some very large
I've
rats.
seen larger. They come up from the Kakari wilds sometimes. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Arl's men.
Very good. Okay, so. Right. Let's take a look at this. Seems like we got some new notes here. Creatures. Mabari Warhounds. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is old as myth, and said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalties, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen. And the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs, howling and snarling, have been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. Alright, rats, what are you, mad? You know, those giant rats is going to prevent that much of a problem to anyone larger than a cat, right? Well, some culture. Dogs of Ferelden. Okay. The Grey Wardens. First Blight had already raged for 90 years. The world was in chaos. A god had risen, twisted, and corrupted. The remaining gods of Teventer were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair, for everyone believed, from the greatest archons to the lowliest slaves that the world was coming to an end. A Weishof fortress in the desolate Enderfels. A meeting transpires. Soldiers of the Imperium, seasoned veterans who had known nothing their entire lifetime except hopeless war, came together. When they left Household, they had renounced their oaths to the Imperium. They were soldiers no longer. They were Grey Wardens. The Wardens began an aggressive campaign against the Blight, striking back against the Darkspawn, reclaiming lands given over for loss. The Blight was far from over, but their victories brought notice, and soon they received aid from every nation and deity. They grew in number as well as reputation. Finally, in the year 992 of the Tevinter Empire, upon the Silent Plains, they met the archdemon Dumat in battle. A third of all the armies of North Theodas was lost to the fighting, but Dumat fell and the Darkspawn fled back underground. Even that was not the end. The Imperium once revered 7 gods: Dumat, Zaskiel, Thoth, Enderil, Razek, Luskin, and Urmathiel. 4 have risen as archdemons. The Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting and that their war continues until the last of the dragon gods is dead. From the Ferelden, Folklore and History, by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so let's go look for brother. Let's see what we have in here. Deep mushroom. Some food for thought. We'll take all those. Alright, good dog. We'll leave her alive.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
No. No. He was defending your larder from rats. Big ones.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones.
They'll rip you to shreds, they will!
Yeah, they will.
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
Yes, my faithful warhound made sure it's safe.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with.
Why in the world would he do that?
Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then. Take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lord. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
Alright, fair enough. Let's go. Good dog. Good dog. Now. Let's see here. We ain't calling shit for him. No, we did not. Alright, so we've been that way. We need to head up. This kitchen. Okay, it's locked.
Yes.
Okay. Not the living chambers, I assume. Ah. Oh, there.
And my dear Bryce bought this pack from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my younger son. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled?
Right. Yes, there's giant roll.
Ah, marvelous. Just the thing for my guests to hear right before dinner.
Sorry.
Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Of course, it's... Right, of course. Good to see you, buddy.
You're too kind, dear boy. Didn't I spend half the salon shamelessly flirting with you?
Right in front of your family, too.
You remember my son, Dyron. I believe you two sparred in the last tourney.
And you beat me handily, as I recall. It's good to see you again, my lord.
You're being modest. You fought well.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great honor, my lord. I have heard many wonderful things about you.
Don't look now, Eleanor. But I believe the girl has a crush on your lad.
Lady Landra!
Hush, Landra. You'll turn the poor thing scarlet.
Right. Maybe you should speak alone sometimes, Iona.
As it pleases you, my lord.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your lordship.
Mother!
You should say goodbye to Fergus while you have the chance.
Of course. Did you know there's a Grey Warden here?
Yes, your father mentioned that. You haven't got it into your head that you want to be recruited.
Oh, no. Father wouldn't allow it.
Nor I. And I do realize you didn't answer my question. There's enough here at the castle to occupy you.
Of course.
I don't need you off chasing danger like your brother.
Right. I don't know. Are you staying at the castle?
For a few days. Then I'll travel with Lady Landra to her estate and keep her company for a time. Your father thinks my presence here might undermine your authority.
Well, I don't think you should go. I have a bad feeling about this.
Don't worry, my dear. It won't be long.
Okay. I've got a bad feeling about it. Something strange is going on.
As do I. Your father and brother are marching off to fight Maker knows what. All the assurances in the world don't comfort me. But it wouldn't help for us to take up arms and follow. Fergus and your father have their duty and we have ours.
True. Okay. Right. Do you know where Fergus might be?
If he's not out with his men, probably upstairs with Oriana.
Okay, fair enough. I should go.
I love you, my darling boy. You know that, don't you?
Oh, I love you too, Mother. I love you too, Mother.
Go do what you must, then. I will see you soon.
All right. So she seems to be worried. Yeah, she seems to be worried. Ah, it's always the women. It's always the women that suffer.
Good evening, my lord.
Good evening. All right, let's go. This looks to be a royal chamber. Okay, it looks to be locked. All right. Okay, let's continue our
Going.
stroll through the... There's our brother. Knock, knock, brother.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren. And I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little brother to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well. Stay. I'd like to say farewell.
Sure. Okay. Did you know that there is a Grey Warden?
Really? Was he riding a griffin?
Shh, Oren. Griffins only exist in stories now.
I heard that. Did he say why he's come?
Oh, it says he's recruiting.
Oh? If I were a Grey Warden, little brother, I'd have my eye on you. Not that father would ever allow it.
Of course. Well. Do you really think the war will be over quickly?
Word from the south is that the battles have gone well. There's no evidence that this is a true blight, just a large raid.
Could that be true?
I'll see for myself soon enough. Pray for me, love, and I'll be back within a month or two.
Well, I wish I could go with you.
I wish you could come. It'll be tiring killing all those darkspawn myself.
Surely your father would not place both his heirs in danger?
No.
Mother and father have been fighting about it for days. It's too bad. I could have used you at my side.
Understood. Okay. Well, you will be missed, brother.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure I'll freeze in the southern rain and be completely jealous of you up here, warm and safe.
I am positively thrilled that you will be so miserable, husband.
Well, I bring message. Father wants you to leave without him.
Then the Arl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
Alright, first be fine.
I keep telling you, no darkspawn will ever best me.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
Yeah.
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Oren. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, Maker's breath. I swear it's like living with a pack of small boys.
I'll miss you, mother dear. You'll take care of her, brother, won't you?
Of course. Okay, but I can handle herself. You can count on me.
Oh, good. How thrilling to know I'm so well taken care of.
Enough. Enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night.
Why?
You've much to do tomorrow.
Okay, so there we have it. It's me getting an early night. Right. We'll let them talk. Alright, Makers. Whoa. Wow.